I just finished Resident Evil 4 Remake and it was a beautiful game. I absolutely loved it. I felt like they exceeded our expectations with most of the stuff, and when it came to gameplay and everything, and I'm just going to make this video to talk about the things that the remake has improved on from the original. Now, if you played the original game, then you should know how annoying some of the combat systems, or even like the AI system in general, how annoying it could be. Like with Louis Serra during the cabin when you're fighting all the zombies, sometimes it just you struggle because Louis Serra is just fucking shooting the ground or just burning bullets on the most stupid shit, and it just doesn't feel realistic. But in the new game, they managed to pull it off. They pulled it off. They made Louis Serra actually perform like Leon, and Ashley doesn't just run towards zombies and scream, "Leon!" Okay, sorry, that was bad, but you got what I mean. They're no longer ragdolls, and aside from that, the zombies themselves, they all fight differently, and it just feels more interactive, and it just feels better to not be playing against the exact same moves over and over again. Okay, if I'm being fair, this does feel like a cheap throw, because if anything was expected to improve it, it would be this. I mean, the jump of gameplay from the original was so big, but that's why I had it added to this list. They added new features like crouching and parrying, and that's just literally the beginning of it. But I want to talk about these two specifically because crouching gave a whole new aspect to the game that wasn't in the original. I'm a person who absolutely loves playing games and stealthily, you know, and if giving you the option to do so is just quite fun, and it's just something amazing entirely. I felt as if the new crafting method was so much more fun and efficient. When you get like a full set of jewels, you feel so satisfied, and it's just such a fun way to add something new to the game. No one really expected it, and no one it wouldn't have made a difference if they didn't put it on, but it's just something nice to have in the game, to customize your own jewels and then to sell them based on how you want to. The trading with the merchant hasn't changed, to be fair, but it didn't really need to. It was just fun in its own way. But I really do like the idea of collecting and crafting, like with gunpowder resources. It added a bit of innovation to the game, because that's what Resident Evil was known for. They try to do things differently, and even with little things like being able to craft ammo, these little things, they make games more unique, because you don't want to play the same kind of repetition over and over again. So them adding these little things make you feel like you're doing something different. Most die-hard Resident Evil fans love about the franchise was the horror dynamic to it, and as much as I loved the original, it didn't really feel horror. It was more of just Leon fucking roundhouse kicking everyone. I guess some parts of the game were more horror, but the majority of the game was more action-packed and scary. The thing that everyone doubted before the release of the remake was if they were going to give a horror feel to it, and they managed to give a perfect balance of horror and action. It made the whole setting feel darker and gory, but you know, they kept the Leon's badass demeanor.
No thanks, bro.
Now, I kept this last because I really did hope they would remove this feature. It was the worst part of the original game, and they did. They removed it, and everyone became happy. Basically, if you've ever played the Resident Evil 4 original, you could know how annoying the quick time events are. I swear, whoever thought of creating quick time events deserves to get his dick chopped off, because I'm a person with really bad reaction time, and I get stuck on these most pointless fucking missions which make me hate myself. And aside from personal thoughts, they just ruin the parts of the game that have so much potential. Like in the original Krauser fight, it just felt like if you were playing an arcade game. There wasn't any feel to it. It was a fun mission, I know, but what they did with the remake version just made it feel more interactive. It felt like an actual knife fight, and it gave a better aspect to the game, I feel. Now you see, I've talked about the 5 improvements that the remake has made from the original, but in the next video I'll do the opposite. I'll talk about the things that were better in the original.